Hope you love pets and that you're ready to explore what the Cats and Dogs expansion pack has to offer. We're going to look at 18 different gameplay ideas, which can range from being smaller side tasks or activities all the way to ideas that you can center a household of yours around. I also encourage you to mix and match ideas you like, or in some cases tweak them to suit your own playstyle. Go wild, embrace your household pets and live your best life. Alas, let's get started. First up is to run a vet clinic. Yes, running a vet clinic is one of the key draw cards of the pack and it's so much fun. Note that for this, you'll need to buy a vet clinic, so there are some rather serious upfront costs for this playstyle. This being said, it can be highly profitable as a career and it's quite fun to diagnose and treat pets, occasionally getting them scanned as well and performing surgeries on them. It's also one of the best ways to train your veterinary skill, which can tie in with one of the ideas later on. It also adds in a business angle to pet care, with profit, staff, store perks and more to think about. Next up ties in with being a vet, but it's a little different and will require the Get to Work expansion pack as well. And this is to create a retail store that sells pet care objects. Think pet toys, pet beds, the litter boxes, all the way to veterinary equipment which has a high base cost and hence a high markup. Overall, meaning that your store will be profitable. Hooray! Now I wish you could actually sell pets themselves, but that was sadly an oversight in this expansion pack. Onwards to the next idea, which is to become a pet trainer. Training pets links in with the pet training skill, understandably, and can have some really fun outcomes. You can teach them to perform various tricks and impress other Sims with them. You can also have pets run obstacle courses, including jumping through flaming rings of fire. And interestingly, at level 4 of the pet training skill, you can command your pet to attack other Sims. I think this makes for rather interesting storytelling if you wanted to have a Sim who commands their dog to terrorize the townies. As a side note, if you pick up the Friends of the Animals aspiration, then completing it will reward you with the Animal Whisperer trait. This will make it easier to train, discipline, and gain a relationship with animals, so it's perfect for this style of gameplay. Tying in with this is to play with and use a dog training park. Puppastone Park that comes with the expansion fits in with this nicely. It has the dog-friendly trait, but I would add on the training ground trait to the lot, which will make leveling the pet training skill faster for Sims. Depending on your preferences, you can also add a few more obstacles to play with too. On to the 5th gameplay idea, which stays on the topic of parks, and it's to make a wild animals sanctuary park. You can deck this out like a rocky kind of woodlands, think Granite Falls, or really however you like. If you want a flower wonderland, then make a flower wonderland. I'm not going to say no to flowers. But the key here is to give it a wild feel. Then you need to give it at least one of 2 key traits, being the cat hangout and or dog hangout. This will attract stray cats and stray dogs to the lot respectively, making the lot a kind of eerie location you can visit to interact with them. You can assign the lot to be a standard park or a national park. National parks have less requirements but are visited less frequently by Sims. Next up is adopting stray pets. Around Brindleton Bay, you'll find stray cats and dogs roaming around, especially on Deadgrass Isle. You can befriend these cute pets and then have them join your household. You can also adopt pets by using your phone to hire a service, just in case adopting strays wasn't for you. And it's time to turn our attention to Deadgrass Isle, because on this island there is a lighthouse, and you can climb up to the top of it. Visit the lighthouse and see your Sims get some seriously beautiful views. But it's also a spot where Sims can woohoo at as well. That's right, spice up your Sims love life and turn that lighthouse light red. We love a bit of lighthouse woohoo. On to number 8 now, and also on Deadgrass Isle there is a pet cemetery. Spooky, I know. But you can visit the lot at night to interact with some of the ghost pets which will appear. It's a very strange location that's perfect for a meeting between evil Sims or even for vampires to visit. All in all, a lot of storytelling can be done here. On to number 9, which is to play with ghost pets. There are a few ways that you can actually have ghost cats and dogs join your household, including adopting a stray ghost cat or dog. I'll have a guide on all the ways to have ghost pets join your household in the description. Again, this is perfect for spooky families or even if your pet passes away and you're not quite ready to say goodbye to them just yet. We're moving on from the ghosts now, and number 10 is to become a pet artist. On an easel, if your painting skill is at least level 3, then you can choose to paint from reference. This will require some careful easel and pet positioning, but can see you paint some very cute cats and dogs. The Cats and Dogs pack also added some pet-themed paintings littered throughout their usual painting styles, so that's an option too, but it's very luck-based. Similar but different, at number 11 we're becoming a pet photographer. That's right, whip out your camera. Now I must say, this is like the easier but less lucrative option when compared to being a pet artist. With a camera in your inventory and a pet, you can use the camera to Simstagram a pet. Then you'll automatically lock onto them with your camera and you can take a few snaps. It's the perfect hobby for a pet-obsessed sim. Next up is making your pet Simstagram famous, and it ties in with pet photography. Every time you take pictures of your pet by using your camera to Simstagram them, in the background they'll gain a few more followers. Using a computer, you can navigate from social networking to check Simstagram followers, and then click the pet that you want to check to know how many followers they have. This can be fun, but it's more of a feature for storytelling. Perfect for a celebrity's pet, I say. Okay, this is an odd one, but next up is making bank and getting rich from your pet's poop. Yep, we're going there. For this, you'll need a sim who ideally has a dog and level 7 of the veterinary skill, at which point you'll want to get them to create the poop randomizer treat on the pet medicine crafter. Feed this to your dog and they'll either poo out gold or rainbows. And if they poop out gold, then every now and then, in addition to the gold poop, they'll leave behind a solid gold bar worth 6,006 simoleons, which, when flipped, 6,006 spells poop. Alas, I'll have a more in-depth guide on this in the description for if you're interested. Okay, enough about that. Let's move on and talk about plants. There are a few plants, specifically napnip, madnip, catnip, and nuzzlenip, which can be found around Brindleton Bay or bought online using a computer. These can have various effects on your cats, from making them sleepy to angry or playful. Really, this is just a bit of fun, though you can creatively incorporate these into your garden too, especially if you're playing a cat lady inspired household with an abundance of cats. For 15, we're looking at food. I love food. We all love food. There are a few new recipes introduced with the pack that you can unlock by eating them. These can be bought at food stalls. Some food stalls can be found around the docks at Whiskerman's Wharf, but if you want to unlock the recipes fast, you can buy the stalls in build mode, hire a vendor to run them, and then order the dishes directly. You can unlock a lot of seafood-based dishes like lobster rolls and popcorn shrimp this way, and the stores will also have additional pet food options to treat your fave animals as well. Alrighty, it's time to become a pet breeder. An ethical one who doesn't overbreed pets or fixate on pure breeds, I might add. If you have a good relationship with your pets and they're not sprayed or neutered, then you can encourage them to mate, which, if successful, can see your pets expecting puppies or kittens. Adding the breeding ground trait to your lot can also help increase the amount of kittens or puppies your pets have. After the kittens or puppies are born, you can have the option to use a phone to hire a service, and from there you can sell your puppies or kittens for some simoleons. Firstly, this isn't highly lucrative, and secondly, you might just fall in love with your puppies and kittens, so I wouldn't solely rely on this for an income. I like the idea of having a sim who's a vet or who has a high veterinary skill to be a pet breeder on the side, because in my mind they can do it properly and take care of the pets. On to 17 now, and it's to complete the feather collection. You might have noticed groups of birds walking around Brindleton Bay. If you haven't noticed them, then there are some nearby Puppastone Park. Head there with your cat and you can command your cat to chase the birds. After they're done scaring them off, they'll bring you back a pile of feathers. Open them for 3 random feathers from the collection, which look great on display. If you collect all the feathers in the collection, then you can combine them to make a neat and rather majestic looking owl statue, which gives a +7 environment boost. Finally, the last gameplay idea is to create a cat cafe. You will need the Get Together expansion pack for this, and with it you can literally create a cafe type lot, and then you'll want to give it the cat friendly trait so that owners can arrive with their cats. You can also add the cat hangout lot trait if you want strays to appear here too. Then just make it nice and cozy, add some pet feeders and cat equipment into the mix. It's a great way to make pets go beyond just pet ownership and allow them to bring a community lot to life. Alas, that's 18 gameplay ideas from the Cats and Dogs expansion pack. If you have any gameplay ideas of your own, then let me know in the comments down below. It would be awesome to hear from you. And if you enjoyed or found that helpful, then please subscribe and leave a like. I would really appreciate it. And have an amazing day. See you later.